Amy Crawford would be proud, and tonight he's off in search of the dragonfly.
Some of the most amazing sights in nature are so tiny that they can barely be seen by the naked eye.
Like the intense colours on a butterfly wing, or the fine hairs on a spider. But what I want to get are some of the most amazing eyes in nature. Almost as big as their heads, dragonfly eyes have up to 30,000 lenses, so they can see almost 360 degrees at the same time.
Macro photography is kind of like looking at the world through a microscope in tiny, tiny detail, and to get these photographs you need to get really up close and personal.
It won't be easy, as dragonflies can whoosh by at around 15 miles an hour, so I've drafted in wildlife photographer Ross Hoddinott, who specialises in macro and dragonflies.
So when are they most active?
Well, they're active as soon as the sun really warms up. You know, once their bodies are warm, they'll be active, then it's a lottery really whether you can get close enough to them.
If you fancy having a go, flowers are a great thing to practice on, as, well, they don't fly away. But macro photography of flowers isn't without its difficulties.
The biggest challenges are really the kind of very shallow depth of field you have to work with when you shoot at high magnifications, subject motion, and your own motion as well.
It means it's hard to get the whole subject in focus, so a tripod is useful, but it's not always practical.
It's such tiny focus that you've got to just hold your breath and just inch in that.
A standard 50mm lens is fine for things you can get really close to, but for dragonflies it's good to have a bit more oomph.
It's 6:30 in the morning, and the good news is today I've got the real deal. It's a 180mm lens, which is great because it means that I can get about a metre away from them but still take really, really close-up photographs without disturbing them.
Dragonflies are cold-blooded, which is why they slow down at night. They head for long reeds and grasses to hide well away from predators. With his eagle eye, Ross finds a close relative of the dragonfly, a damselfly.
It's very important that your camera's parallel to the subject, okay? Because it means that you keep the whole insect in focus from eyes to tail.
Dragonflies perch with their wings outstretched, while the daintier damselfly tucks them back at rest. I'm pleased with these shots and more determined than ever to find a dragonfly. For the next hour, although we see plenty of wildlife, it's not the right sort. Or it's too fast.
Well, dragonfly, but flying dragonfly, not a stationary one. Problem is, it's really warm now and they are active.
But I am finding them easier to spot, especially as they seem to like the warmth of this fence. I have to be stealthy.
Oh! Look, the amazing thing about that, you can see exactly where your depth of field lies. Look at that on the wood.
Got about a millimetre,
focus,
about 2 millimetres of focus.
That's good.
This is quite exciting. It's amazing bright red. It was amazingly bright red.
But then I spot one landing.
Just over there.
And with Ross's tips in mind, I'm getting level with the subject.
Please don't look away. Wow, this is amazing. I've literally got just his head and wings. Amazing. I'm really happy with that photograph.